Oh, he's getting it now.
Alright guys, next on the 73, Casey's cleaning up the starter because it was pretty filthy. And he's going to get starter on it, probably maybe do some of that wiring, and just get a bunch of miscellaneous stuff done. And while he's doing all that stuff, you got starter, you got rotors, there's still a bolt that needs to go in the transmission mount. It should be in that Nike box over there. And miscellaneous this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to work on gauges. And what I'm going to do is actually he bought a set of 3 aftermarket gauges because none of this stuff works. So we're going to take this apart and mount the aftermarket gauges in here. First thing we do, take these little screws out here and we'll get this off of here. I'll run in there and get the gauges and we'll get us a game plan. Alright, get that off of there. Once you take that plastic off, guys, then this black piece will just come right off. And as you see, we need to clean this up, paint it anyway. We got rust on it. But that's no biggie. Now, it's these 3 gauges. That right there is the light when the emergency brake's on. So we're not that worried about it. Got me a nice little magnet tray. Let me get these all out of here. That's the configuration they were in, so that's the configuration I want to put them back in. So that is that, and we don't need the electrical connections to them neither. So, well, you should be able to just push these in. See the little tabs? Tab, 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 tab. Should be able to just pop them right out. And it wants to be a pain. And a little SOB. Okay. Let me fuss and fight and say choice words. We'll get them little things clipped out of here. And then I'll go get my gauges and we'll see how all this is going to set up. Because we're probably going to have to do a lot of cutting back here. Alright, got them out. Now what we want to do, get this printed circuit board out of the way. We do have a new one. Just take them like so. Wham, bam, there you go. And that'll let the printed circuit board come out. But we want the whole thing off of here. So we'll take all of these out. I do have some new ones that got all new bulbs as well. Now to get the printed circuit board to actually come all the way off, which is what we need, we'll have to take these 3 out for the gas head. Because you see these things are popped in the top. That way they'll make a connection here. So let's take left one here. Take these 3 out. This way I found to do it so far, is just get one side up. And just pop it out of there. There you go. Now the whole printed circuit board comes off. Now, this leads us to our base of our dash. Cool. Let me watch this crap off here. Alright, let me go grab my gauges and we'll get a plan. Alright guys, here's my gauges. Got some bush, see? Bush or bash, however you want to say it. But that's what they are. And of course we don't need none of this stuff. So we got these little doohinkers here. What size are they? Okay, 5/16 on the back of them. Yeah, ain't that the coolest? Yeah. There's some old school stuff there, fellas. This is why I brought a magnet tray over here. So I can drop it and then stick to the bottom of the magnet. Put all these here. For some of y'all that are wondering, yes, I have done this many a times before. Not in a Chevrolet truck, but in many different vehicles. Taking the factory gauges out. Let's put these in. Well, I lost that one, didn't I? Where are you? Oh. Well, anyway, little brackets come off. Remember, this one's got the rubber grommets. Keep it with your battery checker one. These other two, doesn't matter. They're all the same. Get that out of here. And don't throw this away. You can use it for another vehicle for some other gauges. Throw it into a box up there. Remember, this one stays here. Okay. So we have amp, oil, and temperature. Need to see how far these sit out. Okay. Well, that's perfect for the amp gauge because we know that it's just flush. These little studs right here are almost flush. Yeah, these are not the easiest to custom fit, guys. Let me grab me a drill and go through here and enlarge that hole just a little bit. Hey, it's the first bit I found. Don't say nothing. Actually, I think that's all we needed. Well, there's the amp. Okay, the amp gauge is first. Let's see, that sits pretty much dead center between them two. Okay. So it needs to go over. Over. Yeah, I'm over here making a mess, Casey.
As always.
Pay me no attention. Okay, that would be perfect, except it's crooked. It doesn't go down far enough. Needs to go over a lot more. Over more. and down more. Okay, we need a marker. It's our light. Our light. So, over more and down more. Okay, that'll give us the over. And that'll give us the down. I don't think we can go over much more. We're fixing to run out of space on that. We'll go far as we can and see if it works. I'm going to go ahead and slot these out some more and get this big hole drilled, and then we'll see where we're at. Alright, and basically that's where it needs to be. Let me show you. I'll show you what I had to do to get there. See? It's just nice right in the middle. But it could come up some. Just a little bit. So, gosh, give me. It needs to come up some. So we're going to look at the back side, and we can see a little stud sticking through right here. Barely enough to just get a nut and a washer on. So, I'm going to pull this out. And get us a couple of nuts on here. Yeah, we're going to have to find some more of these. I got some old gauges around here. I'll just go rob the nuts off of them if I don't have some over there in my nut and bolt set. And this right here will get our depth that we need. At least it should. And give it a backing to hold on to. It's just one of them things, guys. When you're doing stuff like this, you just got to keep fiddling with it, fooling with it, until you get it just in the right place where you like it. One of them, if you don't have patience, working on cars is not for you. Let's see what that looks like. Still got a little twist to it. Oh yeah, that right there is looking pretty good. And y'all are getting the idea of it. Just got to get it in there good and square. Tell you what, I'm going to trim a little bit more of this plastic. You see, I basically just had to break these tabs out because it had to go a lot lower. I'm going to clean up this right here some, get them nice and flat. And then that way we can get this twist on this thing and get it perfect. After that, we'll get us a washer or maybe a bar. Like I said, I got a bunch of extra gauges. I got a bunch of these things that I can use. That one don't fit. That one don't fit. That's right, it's the bolt one with the rubber on it. So that's what we need. But let me fiddle with it, clean them up some, and get this thing set in there just like we want it. And there we go. It's sitting there where it's supposed to be. Now the only difference on this one, because it's the volt gauge, you've got to have positive and negative wire on the back. So when I go to put it in, I'll have to unbolt it and hook up them two wires. But no big deal. Now the other two are not going to be as easy. No way near it. Because they sit. Next one's the oil pressure. See how much of a distance we got there? so it sits that much higher, which that will be pretty much flush with this right here. Well, that's good to know. So oil, here's oil. Wow, too bad that hole wasn't there, but we'll have to drill another hole. Okay, this one's going to sit so high that we really can't go through here with anything. So we're going to have to make a bracket. It's going to hold this one up here where we want it. And the same way with the temperature gauge. Temperature gauge just sat in there like so, but it was equal to these two. So, time to make a bracket. Let me piddle on this, or no, it's about the end of the day. But y'all get the general idea. I will do a lot of this off camera and try to get this together, and then I will explain to y'all how I made the little brackets and stuff to make everything fit just right in here. But like I say, we've got these brackets here that we can use for some of our height and things, and to come in the back and help hold it where we want it to be held. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. But if it ain't challenging, then it ain't worth doing. Alright, got all the gauges figured out. They just sit in here. The oil will sit in here just fine. Temperature gauge sits in here. And once the black face is put on, the concave catches them right in here and holds them perfectly straight. So that's done. I have to get the oil line and the oil sending unit. Got this cleaned up, but it's still, as you can see, hazy. I'll try to polish that out here in a few. And I got the black metal base out here. Yeah, well, I think it's a pretty sunshine day. It's a good 60 out here. It feels great. And I got that thing primed and painted. 2 coats of gloss black. And what I like to do, I like to take this oil line here and stretch it out and set it out here in the sun, get some of the curl out of it. Doesn't hurt a thing, and in my opinion, it's good if you can do that. But yeah, well, let's run back in here. Let me grab my polishing stuff. Let's see if we can get that lens looking a little bit better. All right, guys. Now you be careful with this kind of stuff, okay? Because you'll break his ears right off. You see, this one's already got one broke. We know the scratches are on the outside of it. Ooh, that's plenty. Probably a little too much, but that's okay. Just use a soft pad on the drill. Right, somewhere. There we go. Oh yeah. You don't see that or not, but that looks a lot better. Well, I'm just going to keep on and see how clean I can get this thing and how slick I can get it. And then I'll show you when I get through. But that's basically just some swirl remover 2.0 and a soft pad, and just keep on it. Alright guys, I'll show you where I'm at here. Got all the gauges in. Well, that turned out looking really nice, didn't it? Yeah, I cleaned that plastic best I could. Of course, the metal piece back there, we got it all painted up and whatnot. But yeah, that doesn't look bad at all, no doubt. Gauges are all mounted in there just fine. Still have to get a positive and negative wire for our amp gauge. But right now I'm trying to get this printed circuit board on. So basically, it will set in there just like it's supposed to, and you just take one of your light things, take out the old bulb. What I do, I take a piece of 400 and hit my little contact points until they're shiny. Alright, just grab your bulb. Hope you can get one out of the package. Snap her in there. You just go in there and twist. That's it. And you just run through and do all of them in the appropriate places. Now some of these, like this and this, the bulb goes there. That would have been for another style of vehicle, as you can see. So you just put the bulbs in that fit your style of vehicle. Now if this didn't have the aftermarket gauges, this would all lay down in there just fine, and we wouldn't have no issues with that. We will deal with that in a minute. What I'm trying to do now is get this end here taken care of. We have 3 prong things. Remember we had trouble popping out? So I've got them here. And what we want to do with them, same thing. Where the contact is going to be, they're cleaned up. They will literally just snap right down in there. Just like so. That one doesn't have a tab. That one does. They're going to have tabs on them in order for it to work. But just go through here like this and get them. Okay, make sure you get them clean, guys. You don't want crappy connections on your newly put together dash. These are pretty self-explanatory. You can see how they snap in there without no issue. But let me try to find another one that has a good tab on it. Oh, this one does. And I'll get it prepped and popped in there. But I'm going to go ahead and get that popped in there. Then we'll come over here to this side here and see what we're going to do with that since we got the aftermarket gauges. Now do a little something here. Alright, almost got that done. All of this is fine, that's fine. Had to cut a piece out here, but I only cut the clear. I didn't cut no circuit whatsoever. That way that would sit down there. This would go in because that's your brake light. And then these would still roll down in there enough to get a good connection. Now the only thing I got to do from here, dash lights. And I'd love to hook this into the dash lights, and I have an idea. Maybe take these and run them back through and bring them all 3 out this one hole. And then take one of these and make it where my hot is on one side and my negative's on one side. Then that way everything can be nice and self-contained in here. Click that on and I'll have dash lights. But I need to figure out which one's positive and which one's ground in order to do that. So let me fiddle with that a little bit. But that's basically how you get these dashes done, guys. But yeah, let me figure that out and then I'll show you when I get it done. Alright guys, here's the point I'm at. Got my positive and negative for my voltmeter. Brown for ground, red for hot, and we'll just run them to a key on once we install it in the vehicle. Now I have all 3 of these light wires pulled through, and these tabs right here will fit down in the sides of these and be just fine and hold well. But I got to find a decent wiring schematic I'm gonna wait till I get inside and get on my home computer where it's bigger and I can see it. Cell phone's fine, but it's small. And then that's all we like is hooking these two up and clicking that down in there. And this dash cluster, I'm gonna call that done. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, I gotta say. That looks good. Them gauges fit in there just fine. Yeah, I like the look and I think the customer will like it as well. Well, cool. We're going to go on to different things on the truck. Right now, Casey's working on it. He's throwing stuff across the shop. You see that? Now he had to get a bolt in. They'd left the transmission bolt out. Had to get that in, and right now he's doing a recheck because there's bolts in but not tight, correct?
Yep.
Yep. But he'll take care of that. Then we'll work on other stuff. We're getting it. Alright, well Casey's a wrenching. Yeah, I got to looking, actually the customer did. There's only one bolt holding the fan blade on. So Casey done the right thing and dug through some of our stash. Cause I got some Chevrolet parts back there, I got on 350. And he found the proper studs for the water pump with all 4 nuts. So he's doing it the right way and getting it taken care of. Got the carb gasket done. You got a lot of stuff done. Fuel lines hooked up on the inside. Then you got the glove box all done up. Let's see, light switch, windshield wiper switch, heater controls done and hooked up, gas pedal hooked up. Did you get the brake pedal hooked up? Brakes? We don't need no brakes.
I don't know if it has brakes, but it has brake pedal.
Yeah, well, we still gotta blade them. But hey, the pedal's hooked up. He's trying to get all this stuff done up. And guys, the little things like this is what is a time killer, that's for sure. Yes, I still have to cut and buff this thing, but it'll get done. Quit pushing, quit rushing. I still gotta go over and cut and buff that Torino. That'll be tomorrow. This right here will be later. But yeah, 073 is coming along. Like I say, guys, it's the little stuff like this right here that is time consuming, and we still gotta go through all this electrical and get it straightened out from where a bunch of stuff didn't work previously. But no stress. Either myself or Casey will get it done. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit here, which we just did. Casey got that fan done. Besides that, we got the front brakes all taken apart, ready for new rotors. But we are going to have to order wheel bearings. We're going to go put new wheel bearings in and seals. As you see, we're getting the radiator done. Got the fan shroud cut to fit, had to do a little trimming on it. Had to make some brackets for the upper radiator mount. Got them made. They're painted. We'll get them installed next week. Got a little miscellaneous stuff done. Fuel filters, things like that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. But the progress is being made. And so far, so good. Things are going our way, which is a good deal. So next week we will get these front brakes done, tear apart the rears, go ahead and do wheel cylinders, hardware kit, and new shoes on the rear. And we'll put it together. We'll probably throw new tires on it and rims, and go ahead and get the brakes bled out. And that's the plan. Get the dash cluster in and get this thing fired up. But a lot of work we got accomplished in not a lot of time, and so far so good. Like I say, it's all going well. And y'all, that is going to wrap it up for this episode on the 73 K10. Like I say, we got a lot of work done, a lot of good work done, and that's a big plus right there. Like I say, keep your eyes and ears open for the next installment on this, where we get the rest of the stuff done and start getting more of the truck together, and it starts looking like a truck again. Yeah, that'll be cool. Until then, if you would, throw us down some comments, hit us up on the Patreon and the Super Thanks. And please like, share, and subscribe. Again, I appreciate y'all's support. Appreciate you watching the video. Until the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.